Hi. When you start to integrate yoga practices, Ayurveda practices into your life, this is what you're really doing. You're really taking and slowing down your normal default reactions to life. And what you're doing is you're finding the really small gap between when something occurs and your default pattern kicks in. And in that small gap, you're giving yourself an opportunity to make a new choice. And what we've done in the background is we've started to curate and cultivate this toolbox of choices so that when our awareness kicks in that, oh, this emotion's coming up, or this experience happens, or this is what I always do when, and that default reaction is about to happen, we've got this little moment in time. And in that sliver, if we can expand that space out a little bit, we can create a different response. And this is where we're going to reach into our toolkit and pull out the response that best serves us, that helps us to make a change. And in that moment, that small change is helping us to create new neuromuscular pathways. It's helping us to create new lines of communication in the body. It's definitely disrupting a pattern, which is the hard part. That's the hard part of implementing and evolving these patterns. This is how we let go of old, stale beliefs, patterns, things that we've culturally just assimilated into our being, into our knowledge, into how we do life. And this is how we start to break free from that and live a little bit more true to that inner wisdom. And it takes a ton of courage, because in that moment of time, in my experience, that moment of time is when I am pressing my hand into the bag of chocolate chips. That moment of time is when I am flipping to YouTube and starting to scroll and watch whatever. That moment in time is when I'm doing whatever default behavior helps me to escape the current set of circumstances, helps me to either not have to feel or not have to own or not have to sit with something. And so in choosing to not react, in choosing to pick a new response to a situation, and then having curated these new responses, these new possible things to test out, that's where change begins. So when they say that saying, be the change you want to see in the world, this is where it starts. And I'm not going to say that it's easy, because everything I teach, I feel like it's simple. I don't have any drugstore solutions. I don't have any medicine. I don't have any quick pill. I just have this toolbox of practices, rituals, routines, habits, self-guided knowledge that when we start to use them for our highest self, we no longer default to that old stale response. We get to powerfully choose our new response. And in that moment, we get to change the trajectory just a tiny bit. And we get to make the old pattern less powerful and give the new pattern more momentum. It's juicy stuff. It is. Come play with me. Come play with it. Have fun.